Another morning, another day to work out, and I'm feeling very thankful, of course. So we're gonna drive to the gym. I got 3 clients, so I won't train here until like 11 a.m. and it's 7:30 right now. My wife's been getting me to drink more coffee. It's just because she drinks it more and I'm drinking it more. That's hot. Freaking hot. So I've been up since 5 a.m. and that's like normal for me and Rachel. 5 a.m. we get up and we try to get out the door by like 5:30, maybe a little bit earlier, and we walk the dog. We walk Mowgli. You see this guy right here? Handsome fella. Yeah, big deal to our life. He's our son, our fur baby, and potentially he'll probably be a big brawler at some point. So that'd be cool. I'm looking forward to that. So my commute every day to work is about 15-17 minutes. If I'm going fast, it's probably 15 minutes. Today's vlog, we are going to hammer some legs, different leg day. Gotta hit some numbers. So a bunch of unilateral work. So we gotta hit, so I follow strength percentage ratios. So for relative to my body weight. So for example, split squat. So you see this exercise right here, split squat. I gotta hit 25% relative to my body weight. So I think that's 50 pounds. I gotta hammer for reps with a 4-second eccentric as best as I can. So when my foot is flat on the ground, that's relative to a back squat. When my foot is elevated on a box, that's relative to a front squat. So same numbers, just different elevations. And I gotta make sure, I already hit it with the front foot elevated, now I gotta do it flat ground. And this is just telling me I'm, ready to squat. My legs from my left limb to my right limb are structurally balanced. And that's what I do, not only with myself, but with all my clients as well. So with getting online as a coach, which I'm trying to do, I just bought an app. I'm having a lot of my clients use this app now when they train on their own, which is really cool. It's True Coach, you'll see it right here. And it has a whole database for you and your training, a profile, where you're at, and we communicate through there. It's pretty sweet. And the programs that I build on there are assessment based, so they're based on what's going on with your body right now. What are your limitations? What are your main priorities? And then goals, like your goals, if that's, putting some size on your legs, or overall entire body, or if it's fat loss, like we will get there. But in the beginning, we got to make sure that you're capable of moving, correctly, full range of motion. And that's where it's tough. We as coaches should be able to tell you to go full range. We shouldn't be able to if we're not telling you to go full range, then that's a disservice. So my job is to make sure you're going full range of motion, and then we could start playing around with these different ranges as we gotten stronger already through that full range. So that's what we're about, and that's what I preach about, is going full range first. Get strong through that full range first, and then we can start messing around with other things. But until then, you got to hit these numbers before you could this is a must, before you get a bar on your back and do a squat, is you got to hit these numbers. And you'll see them throughout this workout today, and I'll tell you. But it's a challenge. I want you to challenge yourself. I talk about it with all my clients, and they'll ask me sometimes too. Hold on, I just keep pausing and playing the video or recording, just so these aren't long ass recordings, so then it takes forever for me to send it to my phone, because that's where I do all my editing. But anyway, I talk about this all the time with my clients, and they ask me to, but it's hard to train on your own and really push yourself. A lot of them say, man, when I train on my own, like, it's not so bad. And then when they train with me and with our session, it's like, damn, like, they always feel like they get their ass whooped. It's because I push them enough during these movements and challenge them. That's how we get stronger. That's how we're able to create more growth. And that's what I want you to challenge yourself when it comes to doing these exercises that are going to be different. And that's all right. It's good to be different. And we're focused on things that we might not be focusing on a lot. So for example, unilateral work. Uni means one, so think of a lunge. When was the last time you really hammered out a lunge like you do with your back squat? Like, I'm just trying to balance out your legs from left to right to get them equally strong, because one thing is back squat. A back squat is the mother lift of lower body, and it's a fantastic lift. Everybody should be doing a back squat. But what a back squat doesn't do is really show weaknesses in the legs like a lunge would. Like, I see it all the time when we do split squats. I always see what leg is weaker than the other, and then that tells me, okay, we're going to balance these out. We're going to always start with the weak side first, so the strong side could easily match that weak side. And then once we start feeling really balanced, which you're going to feel that, your squat's going to feel 10 times better, 100%. And it's such a great feeling knowing that it's feeling better just by doing some little bit different movements that you're not used to. And it's okay to back off from all the big movements. Doesn't mean you're not going to grow. Yes, the squat's a compound lift and it does a lot of damage, but if you're not efficient during a squat and unable to get like full range, if that's parallel or ass to grass based on your anatomy of your hip, you're not going to get the full benefit of the squat. So you got to get out of your ego and you got to focus on the little things first. These are things that you could always come back to. Like, we're just kind of pausing squatting for right now until we get these things balanced. And then once we're balanced, then you start programming your squat being your first exercise. And then you could do these split squats, lunges, like your secondary, your remedial, your assistance exercises. That's how I program. We always are doing them. And then we can get creative with how we program them, which is pretty freaking sweet. What's pretty cool is what I do and my mentor, what he does. No, not a lot of coaches are doing it, and that's assessment-based training. And I believe it 100% that if I got you on the phone call, Zoom call, and had you do some things for me on the call, I'd be able to tell you exactly what's wrong, what we got to do to get better, and I'd give you tools right there, and get you start feeling better right away, as long as you are wanting to do it, because it comes down to you. I tell this to all my clients. I'm telling you, I could give you all the tools to be successful in the gym and outside the gym, but you got to be willing to do it. I can't be there to hold your hand and spoon feed you, as much as I would love to do that, because I care for every person that I meet. Like, I want to help. That's how I always been programmed, is wanting to help each and every one of you. And it gets me angry when I feel like I can't do my job. So I just want you to know that. And I want you to also know that you have not tried everything in the book to get better, to feel better. I hear it all the time too. For example, when it comes to sleeping, I always ask how is your sleep, and I hear this a lot. Man, I can't sleep. I'm up all night. I tried everything, like this, that, and in my head, I'm like, you have not tried everything. And there's things that we could do to get you to sleep. I mean, damn it, I fixed it. I didn't fix, but I gave a dude a sleep protocol that hasn't slept over a decade. He started sleeping, and that made me tremendously happy. Just by giving him a real protocol on what to take for sleep that's completely natural, that our body needs. So it made me really happy hearing that. But like, that's what it's about. Like, so when I get online coaching, it's like, you're not just gonna get a program and nutrition. Like, you're gonna get a detailed program that's based on you and what your body needs and your goals, and you're gonna get stretches based on what your body needs, based on the assessment, and you're gonna give other tools that are gonna allow you to feel really good. Like, there's this, it's called reactive performance reset. It's like these acupressure points that you actually go through on. There's like, I think maybe there's 10 of them. I gotta count them when I go through them. I go through them every time before I train, and they are the real deal. They get all these they get all the muscles to fire and do their job, and it's something that you would get. And this is why I'm like just trying to take my time to get it online and not trying to force it. I'm just trying to get in the right system, formatted right system to get going. And if you have any suggestions, I'm open for suggestions. Just comment below. Yeah, I'm excited because my goal is to eventually get away from in-person training, and I love it, and I still want to, but I want to get online because me and Rachel, we want to have a family, and I want to be home more for her, and eventually with the baby and all that. She's not pregnant now, just letting you know, but that's what I want to do. And our goal is in 5 years from now or less, like, I want to move to Florida. I want to move to Florida. That's me and Rachel's dream, is to move to Florida, and I know I'll be able to do that once I get online and get more remote and build more of a community, because that's what I want to do. With your help, we are going to build a solid community of like-minded individuals that love to train hard, that love to do things correctly, that love to learn, that love to help each other, and most importantly, have fun and just be a part of what I'm trying to build. And that's just being a good person and doing the things that make you happy. And that's what we're all about. So I'm going to be getting to the gym here shortly. So I'll see you during the workout.
It's not hot, it's sweaty right now, so I think I'm gonna leave my jacket off. You'll probably...
Alright, we're going to do again, creatine, electrolytes, aminos.
Alright,
always.
have a good day. See you later. See you later. Thanks, Nick.
No problem. Always get this down, and then I'll sip on aminos, electrolytes during the workout. Oh, that creatine, pink salt. All right, about to finish my pre, and then we'll get an intra drink going, which will just be aminos, electrolytes. I always recommend electrolytes because it just helps fire muscle, helps hydrate a cell, and if you have any cramps going on during your training or just in life in general, it's usually a mineral deficiency such as electrolytes. So make sure, good electrolyte supplement. I'll leave the link below of what I use. But before we get in the workout, we're gonna stretch. We're gonna go through a nice mobility routine for lower body, go into legs, and we're gonna try to hit some numbers today. Alright, so this is one of my favorite stretches for hip, external rotation of the hip, but a lot of times when I have a client get into this, we feel a pinch here, and what I'm about to show you is important. You do want, very important actually, you do want a heavy band like this, and I'm about to show you. So the goal is just keeping neutral spine, driving my leg through the floor, and just actively just stretching the hip. So this is external rotation. And then for internal rotation, we want to increase this, and if we're having pinching here, when we get in this position, that's usually, it's called hip impingement. So we just want to create some space from the femur and where it sits in the hip capsule. So what we're going to do here is put this band through all the way up my ass. I'm going to be on an angle because I want that band to pull from angle about right here. Let's get a better view. Now look at this band angle when I do this. It's more coming out to the side, right? It's not directly behind me. And all I'm doing is internally and externally rotating. And you could pause for 5 seconds. Should feel uncomfortable here. If you're having a hard time doing it actively, you could use your hand passively. So I'm just doing my left leg, using my right arm. I'm just going back and forth, just trying to create some more space for internal rotation. And then how you can see if this works, sit back down in that 90-90 position to see if you have any hip impingement feeling, any of that pinch feeling. So if you don't, it means we're going in that right direction. All right, we're about to start the workout. Just went through a warm-up set through all the work exercises. We're doing A1 through, let me see, A5. So you'll see it on the screen right here. That's workouts we're doing, and then I'll have everything more detailed as we hit each exercise. But the goal is to go through A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, and then rest, and then back to the top to A1. Our goal is to try to hit 4 sets of this, and I'll be telling you what I'm trying to hit when we go through these exercises. But yeah, I just want you to know it's gonna go calf raise, split squat, standing leg curl, and then a pelican step up, and then 45-degree extension, and then rest for 90 seconds. Welcome to the voiceover for the workout, and I like being in the corner so you can see me. This just works better for me, and it's funny because how I'm filming is I got my camera set up. Obviously, I'm talking you through it, and then I'm looking at my phone, which is showing the workout right now and what we're doing. And I usually would have it set up on my computer, but I feel way more efficient through my phone, so I just wanted to let you know that. So first exercise we're doing is a standing calf raise. So anytime we think calf raises, we think the entire calf. So when we train a calf, when our knee is not in a 90-degree position, meaning from our quad to our tibia, which is the lower half of our leg, is not in that 90-degree, we are going to hit more of the entire calf. But when we think of seated calf raise, we're not actually hitting the it's called your gastrocnemius, the calf itself that you see. We're not hitting that when we do seated calf work. So if you're trying to grow your calves and see more development in your calves, you're going to want to do more stiff-legged calf work. Seated calf work is still fantastic for soleus of the calf. So that's the deeper muscle of the calf. It attaches to your heel bone, plays a big role into everyday foot stability when you walk, as you take a stride, your gait, so it's super important. You still want to train your soleus because it's again plays big role in stabilizing your feet as you take a step and everything. And as an athlete, it's again super beneficial. And even if you're bodybuilding, you still want to train it too, just because lately there's been a lot of bodybuilders getting hurt, tearing muscles, it's because they're not training these littler muscles that help stabilize, and they play a big role. So we want to make sure that we're hitting those muscles. But other than that, back to the workout. So right now we're hitting a standing calf raise, we're hitting a standing leg curl, so knee flexion work. Anytime you do any knee flexion work, you're going to hit the lower part of the hamstring. Anytime you do any hip extension work, so think of like Romanian deadlift or like a back extension, a standing good morning, that's going to hit more of the upper part of the hamstring. So remember, don't just focus on one movement specifically. You want to make sure you're hitting the hamstring at knee flexion and hip extension, so you start balancing the hamstring out. Next exercise we're looking at right now, and don't worry, we're going to go through this workout again so I can talk about the other ones that I missed. This is a pelican step up. all I'm doing here is hammering the VMO. So the VMO plays a big role in knee stability. It's the medial part of the quad, and usually this is weak on individuals because it's not being trained. You don't train it efficiently through a leg extension. I'm just going to say that right there. How we train the VMO is more knee over toe work. If it's you have great mobility on a squat, ass to grass, and you're getting knees over toes, you're going to hammer that a lot more. The split squat is going to hammer that more. The step up, where you just saw me on the slant board, that's going to hit that a lot. And those are the movements that we want to do to really hit that muscle. But right now I'm doing, this exercise sucks right now. This is a 45-degree back extension working hamstring and glutes, and lower back's getting involved as well. I'm doing a 6-second isometric hold at the top and trying to hit my number that I need to hit relative to my body weight, which is 35% of your body weight, whatever that is. So I'm doing, I think, 50 pounds there, and I wanted to hit a little bit. I think I ended up hitting my number later on. So here's the second round. Here's me doing standing calf raise again. So when you do any type of calf work, focus on getting a good stretch. And remember, calves are a slow twitch muscle, so you could train them more frequently so you could get more out of that muscle. So if you're looking for more growth, maybe train them 3 days a week, like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And make sure you change it up on how you're training your calves. Don't just do your standard standing calf raise like I'm doing here, but I progressed into this. So eventually I'm going to do something different that creates a little bit more stimuli to the area, so I'm able to recruit more motor units to be able to do the lift and to get stronger and to, you know, put more muscle there. Here is the exercise. This is a split squat. Split squat, think of splits. When you think of splits, you think of somebody, you know, I usually think of a gymnast getting into splits, and their, you know, front leg, the back leg is super far apart from each other. This is what it should feel like when you're doing this movement. A split squat is very unique. It's not just your regular lunge. When I see on social media someone doing a split squat, it's not the split squat that I'm doing here. Split squat, where I'm doing here, is knee over toe, hamstring sits on calf, hammering the VMO, getting hip flexors involved, getting the hip rotators involved. I mean, you name it, this exercise hammers it. And the best thing about this exercise is you're balancing out your legs from left to right. And doing a bilateral squat, it's hard to do that. And how my client's squat has gotten better just by doing this movement, because it addresses mobility. So if you're having a hard time getting over or staying tall in your squat, usually that's an ankle mobility issue, this movement will address that. And the regression of this movement is front foot elevated on a small box. I'm going to try to put it in here. We'll see. I'll do the best I can. I'm still getting really good at this editing thing. But this is an exercise that you need to do. The next one we're doing, standing leg curl. I was talking about this a little bit ago, but make sure that you do change up the variations of knee flexion work. So standing leg curl, you got kneeling leg curl, you got lying leg curl. The strength curve of these movements vary depending on the variation of leg curl you're doing. So standing leg curl here I'm doing is more top range, so it's a little bit harder once I start getting past that middle range. Top range is hard, so I'm really getting more focused on that part, even though it's still, you know, knee flexion, so I'm still hitting the lower part of the hamstring, but the top range of the strength curve of this movement, that's where it gets really hard. Focus on tempo work. Tempo work is going to allow you to strengthen your tendons a lot more. Plus, yes, you're putting more time under tension on the muscle. So I like to stick with 4-second eccentric, 3-second is usually the standard. You could go into 5-second. I usually will mess around with 5-second for my very first exercise. So when I'm fresh, maybe like A1, A2 lift, you'll see that, you know, sequence of lifts. Then sometimes for a certain period, mesocycle, which is a 3-week training program, is maybe I'll go into extended eccentrics, so like 8 to 10 second negatives. That's gonna take, there's less volume as in reps,
but usually the load's a little bit heavier that you could control for that amount, so you could get more of the bang of the buck for that 10-second or 8-second negative. Because when we work 8 to 10-second negatives, we're thinking of strengthening the hell out of tendons, and that's what we want to do with that type of movements. So when it comes to this exercise again, 45-degree back extension, you want to make sure that you're not moving with your lower back, rounding your lower back. You want to think chest does not collapse and move at your hips. It's an RDL pretty much. It's good morning, saying good morning. We're hinging. It's a hinge movement exercise. And you want to go as far down as possible before you round your back. So I'm going as far down as I can, coming up before I go into hyperextension. We do not want to hyperextend at this movement. So when you do this exercise, try to go for 35% relative to your body weight. So posterior chain work is super beneficial, and your squats is going to go up. Hope you enjoyed the video.
Okay, we just finished the leg workout. Voiceover is going to go in detail about exactly what we're doing and what you need to do too. Did 3 rounds. I was just trying to hit my numbers today. I wasn't trying to do more than that. I hit my numbers and I feel happy about it. I feel tough. It was brutal. That split squat was tough, and my legs feel good for not squatting. Definitely lean, definitely vascular. So split squat's great because it hammers the medial part of the quad. This is called your VMO. Plays a big role in knee stability. Even the Pelican step up, the one that you saw me doing bar arm back, really hit this too. But yeah. That's where we are for legs, and next leg workout is going to be a workout where I'm able to do squats. So just wanted to hit those numbers to give me some security about putting a little bit more weight out on my back, because my goal is just to make sure they're structurally balanced from left to right. That's it. Other than that, I hope you did enjoy the video. Hope you enjoyed the voiceover. Hope you got a lot out of this. Try this workout. Make sure that you have everything set accordingly from A1 to A5, I believe it's 5 exercises, and just go down that line. What I did in the beginning, and what you'll have to as well, is just go through a warm-up of 5 reps for everything, trying to figure out the movement and what type of weight you should be doing. Weight should be the last thing you focus on. Focus on quality first, doing the movement correctly. Once you do that, weight's going to start driving up naturally. Don't think about more weight, the better. Do it correctly first, and that's going to drive results. That's going to drive performance up, and just pay attention to that. Keep the ego at the door for this particular style of movements, because we're focused on doing it correctly. And I'm telling you, do it correctly, you're going to get tremendous results through it. Other than that, hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you next time.